If there's one thing we've learned about business and life, it's that people are the X factor. They constantly surprise us, both in amazing ways and not so much. We're Ben and Syya, and welcome to the Gnaw on This Business Bites podcast. This show is all about real life things we all deal with every day, how they relate to business, and how to make some sense out of our daily chaos. Welcome to the show. And welcome back to another episode of Gnaw on This Business Bites. I'm Ben, and this is Syya. And this week we're going to talk about, do you really care about your customers? I mean, seriously, do you care about them? Is this transactional? Are they a number? Are they a number on a spreadsheet or a GL? Or do you actually truly care about the people that are handing over their hard-earned cash because they assume you're going to take care of them? Now, I have seen so many organizations, so many companies where caring is not the case. Where, they say they care, it's in their mandate, it's on their website, but then they put you on hold for 30 minutes. How many of us truly care about those that we serve? Syya, let's gnaw on this.
Everyone wants to say, we care, we give, we are all about our peoples, right? They can even say that we all about our peoples internally as well as their customers. But the reality of it is when it comes to show me the money, you will see behavior come to light.
Absolutely.
And look, let's not fault our publicly traded, companions out there in the wonderful corporate life world. They are beholden, right, to shareholders. And so in order for them to keep their stock and relevance and blah, 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 they do tend to be a little bit more transactional.
But here's the question. Are those their customers?
Well, and that's the whole point, right? So this is the whole thing is I'm going to say selfishly, when I was in sales, I did care about my customers. I tried to build a rapport and relationship with them because I knew in the long term, whether I was at the current company A, at any given point in time, I can move on to company B or C or D or whatever, but I want to maintain a relationship with that customer so they know wherever I go, whatever it is I'm advising or what business problem I'm helping them solve, they know I'm a credible person for it, right?
Right.
And I think businesses have a problem with this assumption that they have a monopoly on a client, and they tend to go transactional thinking, oh, well, ABC company, Barry's, pharmaceutical Footlocker box and tackle has been our company for, been with our company for 35 years.
We own that customer.
Cha-ching. And that's all they think. Cha-ching, cha-ching. And to some degree, it works because I think at times clients get maybe complacent, maybe that fear of change, or maybe they've invested so much money they can't change, at least not yet.
Well, and that's the thing, is that a lot of people feel invested. My God, okay, take my pharmacy for a perfect example. Okay, a brand new pharmacy opened up 1,000 yards from my house. And, same company, they've just opened up another branch. Do I still get in my car and drive the 2.5 miles to the old branch because that's where all my prescriptions are? I know the pharmacist. I'm those people there know me. When I send in it says, look, could you get me that prescription today? Yeah, no problem. And we have this fear that if we go somewhere else, we're not going to be taken care of as well. But the question is, are we? I know that they charge us above grade for prescriptions. And I know this because, my extended medical tells me this. My extended medical says, well, we only pay $15 for your script, but they're charging $22. So we're going to charge you back the extra $7. I know that they're doing these type of things. So the question is, do they care about me or do they care about the money that I'm bringing into the pocket? And, I agree with you that individual people within an organization may care, but they're not the company.
Right.
They're individuals with the company. And to your point, you could get up and you could walk somewhere else. And if you said, if you came up and tapped me on the shoulder and said, Ben, I'm moving over to XYZ company, probably my loyalty is to you as a rep, not to the company itself, as long as I know that you're going to take all the information. And when I walk over to the new company, I'm going to get the same service I always have.
Right. Well, because there's more to it, right? When in all transactions, whether it is communication, like you and me just chatting it up and kind of exchanging ideas and opinions, and there's, services, there's thought, like leadership, whatever it might be, there has to be value of that exchange that both hold, right? And unfortunately, I think it gets lopsided. The bigger the entity or callous or just the purpose, if it's just all about, the numbers on a spreadsheet or making the bank account bigger, it's going to be painfully evident and you will be treated accordingly. If you treat people that, like, if I were to talk to you, Ben, and be like, oh, I only want to be around you when, I need our live stream, that's not the greatest relationship. And
No.
I love the fact I can text you random stuff because I know you will probably laugh at my random statements.
And I do.
But it's that value of exchange. And I think that is how you deepen relationships and deepen, like, even internal, right? With teams, you're not always selling across the way, but you know what though? I bet you someone interdepartmentally might not value your group for whatever reason, but if you build that bridge and bond, it is something where they're going to appreciate, oh wait, this team did XYZ for us and now we benefit from it. It goes a long way, my friend. And we just don't do it enough. Do you think?
We don't, because a lot of people are sitting there going, this doesn't affect my budget. It doesn't affect my bonus. It doesn't affect whatever if one person leaves. Companies sit there and look at it and sit there and say, well, I don't mean to pick on either the telcos or the TV companies in the world, but if one person leaves, they don't even notice.
Yeah.
The problem is that one person who leaves lives in the neighborhood, and they talk to all their neighbors and said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of company X. They treat me like a number. I'm never getting service. I'm always on hold. When I need a little help with something, they're never there for me. Their people are surly. They're uneducated. I'm sick of it. My contract's up. I'm done. All of a sudden, everybody goes, yeah, you're right. We have the same problem. And all of a sudden, it's not an exodus of one, it's an exodus of 1,000. And now we have a problem as a company. And we need to sit there and realize that the trickle effect is there. People talk to one another. Humans want to be treated like human beings. People want to sit there and realize that, you know what, if I'm giving you my money in exchange for service, I want service. If it's not completely transactional, if it's not a stick of gum or a bottle of milk or cheese or bread or eggs or something like that, fine, whatever. You go into one store one day, you go into another store the other day, wherever it's convenient. But if you're a BMW driver, BMW better realize that in 3 to 5 years, you're going to be coming back looking for the next car. And they should treat you with that in mind, but most companies don't. Most companies are not looking at customers as to what is the value of the customer over years and decades. They look at it, what's the value of the customer today? And I think that's the major problem.
So you mentioned the egg thing that it just struck me because I think I saw a TikTok video or something, but I thought it was interesting. Sure, it's a simple transaction. You're going to the grocery store and you're buying eggs, but I would say it was, you know how, at the cash register, they ring it, right? Well, the person opened up the eggs and saw that one of the eggs was broken and literally had someone go and replace it. So the person buying it wouldn't have broken eggs, when they got home. And to me, it's that small little gesture that means all the difference. So sometimes what might look like a transactional intended experience could be so much more from the experience.
Oh,
And
as a husband, I all of a sudden look like a hero because some cashier took the second to open up the eggs and say, "Here, let me replace one of those eggs for you." Because I know when I got home, not only was I going to get grief that I didn't open up the package and take a look at the eggs, but I'm going to have to go back to the store and get it fixed. So the fact that somebody did this, whether the eggs are 30 cents more a dozen or not, I don't care the next time because that's where I'm going back to.
yeah, it's the littlest, darndest, littlest thing on that. But I think that matters. And again, it it takes time to build a relationship.
It
And you know
does.
why? Because you have to listen and you have to be present for it. And I've been kind of like doing a lot of going back out to events. And I think we were talking earlier about conferences and going to conferences and whatnot.
Yeah.
I've been going out to a couple of conferences recently, and I was kind of disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it. So I went to the cybersecurity conference here in Dallas, and they had all the vendors all lined up in the space. And I got to tell you, man, regardless of if I was a Fortune 100 person in cybersecurity, because by the way, you had to be in the industry, you couldn't be a sales rep. Okay.
Right.
They pre-qualified you, whatever. And because I'm the owner of Brilliant Bee Media, I qualified. We're not going there. But anyway,
The multinational corporation that you are.
of course, I'm global, darn it. But I was so disappointed in that I would walk up to, because I haven't been in cybersecurity in a while. So I was kind of looking at some of these newer endpoint solutions, or at least for me, newer endpoint solutions. And these reps, first thing out of their mouth, what company are you with? And I'm like, damn, Gina, like, hello?
Yeah.
Hi?
That's right.
And
can't they read your name tag?
Well, look, even if you could read my name tag, could you really read my name tag?
No, but you might be able to read Brilliant Bee Media.
True that. But the second they didn't feel I was a fit for them, literally they just, the facade smiley face.
Absolutely.
And even then 99 couldn't even muster the smiley face, by the way. And I'm just sitting there going, are you really going to be like that? Like, you don't know, do you know who I am? But it's like, you don't, even if you don't know, don't you think people have network of peoples? Like there's like 4 booths, 4 brands that I'm like, nope, and super hell no.
Oh yeah.
Like it was terrible. And because of their sales rep, I'm not even going to look at their solution or product because they just didn't care.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I've got a client right now that's asking me to go out and do some research for them on a particular solution. 3 out of 5 reps took a look at my website, realized I was out of the industry, and didn't even call me back. Doesn't matter that I'm doing research for a multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how those 3 solutions, even if one of them has the perfect solution for me, are never going to get my time of day because I felt ignored and I felt devalued and I didn't feel listened to. And I think that every single one of our customers want that. It could be just as simple as hello, or how are you, how are you doing today, and actually meaning it instead of just, how are you doing and then going on to your next sentence. It's actually taking the time to actually think of the people you're talking to as fellow human beings that are more than just a transaction. And, it's a lot simpler in B2B than it is in B2C. But if you are a retail, employee on commission, getting to know people can 3x, could 5x your commissions at the end of the year.
Yeah. Very true. It's a long-term investment. Again, if you take the time and if you're farming and you're nurturing that seed, you're giving it fertilizer, you're giving it water, you're giving it sunshine, you're giving it love with the good vibes of talking to it. Or in your case, Ben, I know you can sing, so sing to your plant. Yeah, it comes back to you.
It does. But we got to plant the seeds. And I think that's probably a great place to leave this, is that, you know what? We need to stop paying lip service to saying that we care about our customers, and we need to actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm Ben.
I'm Syya.
And we'll see you soon.
Hey. Thanks for listening to another episode of Gnaw on This, Business Bites. If you liked what you heard, we most humbly ask that you like, share, and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to communicate more effectively within your organization, contact Ben at yourbrandmarketing.com or me at brilliantbeammedia.com. We can help you build your community, brand awareness, and personality through digital content and podcasting. We cannot wait to hear from you. So see you next week for another episode of Gnaw on This, Business Bites.